Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. Today guys, we're continuing with that Ford Focus, the black one. I stayed late last night and I've done the rest of the painting on the back quarter and the back door passenger side. I'll show you that in a second and we'll have a look to see how that come out. Hopefully that's the last bit of painting to do on this car, and now it's just a case of just going around the whole car and flat and polishing it all up. And bringing it up, bringing that lacquer back up to a nice shine and a nice finish. So yeah, I am moving forward with it. We are, continuing with this car, and we are getting closer and closer to the end. But there's still a lot of work. There's still a lot of work to be done on this car, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But before we get into it today, guys, I just want to say, thanks for the comments on last night's video. A lot of you were absolutely spot on, perfect. Preparation is key to when it comes to getting paintwork right. There's so many different elements to doing this kind of work, painting work and body work. Is that you've got to get it, the body work right, filler right, sanded down right, correct levels. It's all got to line up. Then you've got to paint it right. And then you got, so it's just so many different things that I'm learning, and you're absolutely right. The more prep I do, the better finish and the better outcome I'm gonna get. But that is only, like, when I was doing this, I didn't get to a point where I thought, do you know what, that's enough. I've never thought that. I've always thought, yeah, that actually feels smooth, and that actually looks okay. Do you know what I mean? In my mind. So, but then that actually, when it goes on, it's very slightly different, because paint is not going to hide anything when it comes to what's behind the repair or the filler or anything like that. Paint's not going to hide that. I know that, but our experience, and the more I do, the better outcome, the better finish we're going to get. But that's only going to get better over time. That's not going to happen overnight. No one jumps into this and becomes a painter overnight. You can go to a college, you can go to a training session for a couple of days, a week, but that's still not going to give you the experience, the on-site experience you get by just doing the work, by just doing the job, by just painting and repairing and bodywork filling and stuff like that. It's just, yeah. It's just progression. The more you do, the better you will become. And that's what I'm trying to achieve, guys. So, yeah, let's get into it. Let's spin you around. Let's see what the outcome was from last night's painting. And we'll get cracking and get this pushed forward even further. So, let's do this. Right, guys. So, there we go. Like I said to you, I stayed late last night and painted this back quarter door, and obviously the back quarter up there, and I feathered it up with a little bit of lacquer thinners. It's like a blend spray, but yeah, it's not bad. I'm quite happy with obviously the repair work, obviously side of it. If you look at this door line here, it's more or less spot on. So I'm really happy with that. That's come out really, really well. Obviously, the biggest thing is the orange peel. It's quite a lot. And the reason for that, and I'm getting some messages and people telling me, is the fact that it's just really, really hot. And basically, as I'm spraying it onto the panels, it's not having enough time. The lacquer is not having enough time to spread. It's just, as it's hitting it, it's just drying out too quick. So and I was getting a lot of people tell me, even painters, professional painters with spray booths and painters, they struggle in this weather because of that fact. It's just too hot. But I've I know I keep touching it, but I don't know. A good flat and polish will get it absolutely perfect. So I'm sure it's going to take a bit of time, but it's definitely worth it in the end. But yeah, I wanted to sort of try and lay it on a bit thicker to see if I can, especially the last coat, just to see if I can get it any better, but it just seemed to sort of, yeah, just orange peel all over it, really. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to sort of be too hard on myself, and I know you guys, you know, will say, oh, Mark, stop sort of being like, look what you've done, and look what you've achieved in a short amount of time. And, you know, you are correct, you are right, but I do set my sort of, my standards, I set it, you know, a bit too high sometimes. But I think that's just the best way to be. That way I'll always want to improve. Do you know what I mean? There's always room for improvement, no matter what you're doing. So, yeah, but I think, you know, for what it is, for how old the car is, and for the amount of, you know, whoever buys it is going to get it cheaper than if they went to the forecourt and bought it. Simple as that, really. And as long as the repair's been done, and you can see the repair being done, which you can because I video and film everything, I don't think they're going to have a problem with it. But as long as my main concern was obviously the colour blend, the shade, you know, that was my concern. But I think after a good flat and polish, and a good flat and polish on that door, that should line through. You know, there's going to be maybe a couple of people commenting saying, well, you should have painted that door as well. Possibly should have painted that door as well, but I just wanted to see what the blend, like the colour shade was going to look like right through. You know, it's just one of them things, really. I've managed to get this wing more or less the same sort of thing as the door. So if I continue that going across, I should be able to do it both all like across right the same, you know. It's just going to take some time. But end of the day, that's old paint, that's new paint, and there's always going to be a slight difference in that, I think. So, but yeah, you know, what do you think, guys? For my experience, for how much painting I've done, have I done okay? Am I getting there? Like that's what I'm is it kind of improving? Am I sort of you guys are, you know, 100% completely right. Preparation is absolute key for this kind of thing. But even when you sort of think, yeah, I've done enough prep, yeah, it feels nice and smooth, you know, how can I get it any better than that? And then you go for the paint, and then something still shows up. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. I'm just improving. I'm trying to do a better job every single time, and I think I am. I'm getting there. This is the first time I've ever painted. This is probably the most I've ever tried to paint in one go. So, you know, just let me know what you think. But you know, please be a little bit. Don't be too hard on me. Don't be too hard on me, guys. But yeah, you know, a flat and a polish, and I think that's going to work out all right. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to crack on. I'm going to keep going. I want to get this bumper on the back, and then I want to try and. I could probably flat and polish the bumper because that's not as bad in orange peel wise as that side. So I think I'll be able to do it. So let me spin the car around. Let me stick it on the ramp, and then we'll go for putting the bumper on. So let's do this. Right, okay, guys. Just want to quickly cut in now. Just explain. It is getting there. You can see it, but it takes a lot. Let me start again. It takes a lot longer with doing it by hand than it is with a electric sander. I haven't got the right grit, sandpaper grit for the electric sander. I'm still waiting for them to come through. They should be there, should be delivered today. But I can't really sort of, this is really the next stage. I want to start working on getting all these paintwork done, flat polishing everything out, and finishing it as I go. So I really need those. I think it's 2000 first, 2000. But I've been using a bit of 1500, to be honest with you, just to get down the hard bits of lacquer that's got a lot of orange peel in it. I've been trying to get those down with the sandpaper. It's just bloody hard work when you're doing it by hand. Don't get me wrong, it is getting there. We are slowly getting there, going round, and it's flattening off. Okay, I just want to go down further if I can. So I'll keep working on it for now. Let me see if I can get this bumper, because it's taking too long. Doing it by hand, it's too much. So yeah, desperately waiting for those pads, those orbital disc pads to turn up. They should be turning up today. But let's crack on anyway, guys. Let's just see how far I get. Let's see if I can get this bumper. If I can get this bumper done, then I can take it off, put all the trims back on, then put the bumper back in place, and then that's it. We're finished on the back, put the light back in place, and then the back bumper is done. So yeah, if we could do that, that'd be great, fantastic. I really want to wash this car as well, but I don't want to wash it until I put the light back in and the plug. Plus, I want to do the vents on this as well. So when I take the bumper back off, I'll just silicone around the vents just to seal it up a little bit better than what they are. Just help it a little bit if I can. And then, yeah, we'll just see how far we get. But hopefully, those discs turn up, because I'm not even going to try to attempt to do this by hand. No chance. I need that sander discs, the white ones. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave that. I can't do it. I might do that tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow. So I spent all week on this car so far, haven't I? A lot of time, but I think it's definitely going to be worth it at the end. Once I'm finished, it should look really, really nice. So let's keep going. Stick it back on the tripod. Let's just see what this turns out like. But yeah, it's getting there, guys. Slowly. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys. So, yeah, this ain't happening with by hand. No chance. I've definitely got to wait for the discs to turn up to get this with the electric sander. Otherwise, it's just going to take me absolute weeks and weeks of trying to get this down by hand. What a nightmare. But, it is what it is, and it's got to be done. But I just don't want to be spending too much time bloody rubbing this down. It's just too hot, and it's going to take a lot of time to do it. So I'm going to leave it like that for the minute. I'm going to wait for the discs to turn up. We're probably going to hit all the bodywork later on. I have actually took it off the ramp, as you can see, and for today, really, I think the best thing to do is to concentrate on the inside. I have just had a message from the previous owner, Josie. She's just messaged me and said that she's just sent all the paperwork out, the logbook, not the logbook, the service history, all the booklets, everything that comes with it, and the spare key, first class, and she just sent that to me. She just messaged me and sent me a receipt to prove it at the post office. So, yeah, I really appreciate her going out of her way to send this over to me. And she is thinking about buying it back off of me. So, which is great, because I could just give her the paperwork back and all the details, but at least she can see the car being done. She's obviously been paid out by the insurance, so if she ends up buying the car back, she will actually make money. She will actually make a couple of grand on this car if she buys it back. So, yeah, win-win, guys, isn't it? Everyone's a winner. So, I think for today, what I'm going to do is do my usual inside. So, completely clear it out, completely clean it up, and get the whole of the inside completely done. So I'm even thinking about taking the seats out, the front seats, just to clean up anything that's underneath the seats. Just give it a good clean, and then it will just mean sort of the outside, when I get the electric, the right size sandpaper grip. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it as it is for now. I've just took it out as well, took it outside, and I cleaned it, then brought it back in, just because I want to see exactly what needs really sort of going over. Because, I've got to go over the whole car, but I don't need to flat it, the whole car. I can just sort of compound it. So I just wanted to see what it was like. And to be honest with you, it's not that bad. This door needs some work. It's got a couple of scuffs here. I didn't even see that because it was dirty. So we've got a couple of scuffs and some scratches, but I think we should be able to get them out okay. Again, there's a couple of scratches and scuffs on this door as well. You just don't see it, like when it's dirty. I didn't clean it before. Really, I should have cleaned it, but yeah, if, buts and maybes all the time, innit, guys? It's, if I wish I'd done this, if I'd done this, if I'd done that. There's little bits and pieces all around the car, really. But I just don't want to sort of hit it because I ain't got the right sandpaper. I'm waiting for that 2000 grit sanding pads that I can use. So it'll probably be tomorrow now. That'll give it a bit more time for that lacquer to go off as well, even though it's really hot in here at the minute. It's crazy hot over in the south of England. So, yeah, let me set you up. Let's get cracking with the inside. Let's get it all stripped out, all done, all tidy, all cleaned, and spend a bit of time on the inside, because it's got to be done anyway. The inside's got to be done as well as the outside. So, yeah, let's jump on to something else. Let's get cracking. Let's do this. Right, okay, we're getting somewhere. So, all been cleared out. Just got to get the hoover around here, run the hoover around, put the spare wheel back in place, put all those bits and pieces, put the thing back in. So we can put the boot back in place, then put the shelf back in, and then just sort of wipe around these top edges here, connect that back up to the shelf, but wipe around all these edges here. And do that kind of side of it. I have took the seats out. You just saw me take the seats out, and I'll show you. So this is the reason why I like taking the seats out. Is you can get right down there. You can get all this muck cleaned up. I'm not trying to sort of shame the previous owner, Josie, about how she treated her car, because that's not what it's all about, because every car is like this. There's no sort of, some are worse than others. This is pretty good compared to some of them I've done. We have got a little bit of spillage of something down there. I think it's some sort of coffee. It looks like coffee froth, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to clean it all up. We're going to get the machine on it. And obviously, plus we can get the clean up this plastics all across here. The seat's normally here and you can't really get down there to clean all this up. So all that's going to be cleaned up, that side, as well as this side, all the dust, just give it a good clean up all round, all the carpets, And then we're going to hit the seats as well. We'll do the seats. And then just because once you do this kind of thing, what I do, it smells so fresh. Like, it's so much better to do. That's why I just do it. Because then the next owner can see sort of how far really I take it to try and get them cleaned up and get them clean. And this is really sort of going a bit crazy. Most people don't sort of bother doing this kind of thing, taking seats out. Some of us do. A couple of us, you see do it, but not all of them. And I've got to get that clip back in as well, no? Forgot about that. I've got to do that as well. So yeah, so I just get distracted by things, don't I? I'll give that a hoover out as well, glove box. And like I said, we'll get these plastics a good clean up and a good sort out. And we'll get these things, they have to go further down there. That's it. That's to sit like that. But yeah, it's not that bad. They're not that. It's not that bad, this interior, to be honest with you. So yeah, let's get cracking. We'll start hoovering out first. Then we'll get the seats done. We'll get these bench seats done, get them cleaned up, get the machine on them, get them cleaned. Then get the front two seats cleaned. Then get all the plastics done. So there's loads and loads to do. Plus being a Focus, it's a bit bigger as well compared to being a Fiesta. So there's a bit more work to be getting on with and more plastics to clean and bits and pieces. But yeah, once I'm finished with this, it's going to look and smell really, really good. So let's set you up. Let's get cracking. Right, okay. I am absolutely shattered now. The sun just takes it out of you. Just really does. It makes it even harder to work, especially underneath this roof. But you need to crack on, need to carry on, guys. So yeah, seats are done. They're just drying off now. You've got a couple of patches in here, but it did pull out a lot of dirty water. So that's good. We've done the inside as well. Done the floor, done the back seats, and they're all done and cleaned up, nice and tidy. And it's smelling lovely in here now. Just by doing that, yeah, absolutely. It's like a brand new car again. Apart from the outside, which we've got to do. But I'm still waiting for that. The sandpaper still hasn't turned up. I'm hoping it will turn up this afternoon, and then tomorrow we can come in, and then we can just blast around the whole car, flat and polishing and cleaning, and getting it really sort of pushed along and finished off, because it's just kind of what's left now is just the outside. All the painting's done. It just needs to be flat and polished and finished off. But that's why I thought, you know what, let's crack on the inside. Let's get it done, because it has to be done anyway. I didn't want to sort of waste any time. Yeah, so there we go. But this is going to be, it's going to be a lovely car when it's done. But definitely no sort of, like the back seats, you normally get like kids seats, imprints, or the seat, the child seats, they're normally imprinted into the seat, and nothing, got nothing like that at all. Obviously Josie doesn't come across as a person to have kids, but I might be wrong. I don't think she has. So there was no child seats inside on the back seats. So that's good. They look really nice. They look brand new, more or less. So yeah, right, guys, that's where we are. I'm absolutely shattered. I'm going to go home and chill out for this evening, have some dinner and spend some time with the family and in the garden. So, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. We are moving along very nicely with this car. I just, with the Focus, I just wanted to sort of, get cracking with it and get it done this week if I could. And it's looking like I possibly will be able to, but no MOT yet. Probably next week that'll be MOT'd. Yeah, I won't be able to do it tomorrow. No chance. And there we go. Guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Don't forget to drop me a comment if you've got anything to say about this painting. I'm sure there's going to be painters out there that's going to go, that's rubbish job. That ain't painted. That's not painted right. But I'm not a painter. They are painters. So they're going to say something, it's the same old. If you try and do someone else's job within a short amount of time, to be honest with you, I've not been trying to do painting for very long, have I? To be honest with you, they're going to get the ump with it because they're kind of thinking, well, it took me years to sort of master it and all that. I haven't mastered it, guys. Please don't think this is perfect, because it's not. But I'm trying to sort of do it the right way and to improve what I'm doing. And this is what it's all about. If I can save some money, not going to the paint shop, because that's a lot of money. I think this would have cost, he would have charged me, I think would have been something like £800, if not more, to do this whole car. Because he would have probably done the whole thing, really, to be honest with you, all round, whole thing. So it would have probably been more than that. But yeah, minimum £800. So you can see the saving if you can just have a go yourself. And that is what I'm doing. I'm just having a go to save on the cost of taking it to a paint shop. And going forward, I've got big plans in the future going forward with a paint shop next door to where I am. So yeah, trust me, it's all about long-term plans rather than short-term. This is just the start. This is the beginning of my painting adventure. Trust me. I always want to push, make things better, but bigger and bigger. So, yeah, watch this space, guys. One day there could be a Resurwreck paint shop. Yeah, something to think about. But for now, that's going to be the end of today's video. Yeah, don't forget, guys, drop me a comment if you've got anything to say. And yeah, I'll try and answer as many as I can. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Really helps a lot. So there we go. And I'll see you on the next one.